Like, this is none of, like, my issue. It's like, I'm sorry, but this is so fucked up. Like, that's so fucked up. Like, we can't watch someone being absolutely harassed and then just be so, like, have no empathy at all and just stand next to it and be like, well, but I'm busy. Like, is that also what you say if you, like, see somebody in the street getting harassed? Then you're just like, oh, gotta get my bus. Like, but how can you expect a just society if you don't take part in making it just? You know, like, how can someone expect the system to function if they themselves uphold no standards whatsoever for it and for other people? Like, it's really like our society is only as good as we make it to be. Like, the laws don't make justice. Like, laws don't grant justice. Society does. Like, society's pressure is honestly the biggest influence we have on people. That people want to be connected to society and not be alone is like one of the most ingrained things in us. The saddest thing is, though, that women's voices just don't matter to people who are sexist. They just really don't matter because they want the approval of men. So, like, as a woman, I can't change anybody's sexist thinking of women. Like, it won't be me who's able to change it. It literally won't. I can have the best arguments. I can have every word figured out to the point. I won't be the person who's gonna change this sexist belief. I won't be the person explaining to somebody what, like, or like making somebody understand consent actually. So we really we rely on the help of men. We rely men to step up, on men stepping up and telling other men this is not okay. Telling other men like, hey, back off, you're so weird. Or like, bro, just leave her alone. Like, can't you see she really doesn't like you? Like, she's scared of you, bro. Like, get lost, you know? And this is not something which is like, oh, I'm busy, I don't have time for this. We all have time for this. We all have. Like, this is one comment at like one situation. You don't need to fix the entire system. You don't need to fix the entire situation. You just need to throw your vote into the bucket, essentially. Like, you need to show this person, hey, you don't only get rejected by her, actually, but I will reject you too if you keep doing this. And at some point, he's gonna wake up from this. At some point, he's gonna leave her alone. But if there's no repercussions to this behavior, guess what he's gonna do later on in his life? Guess what will happen next? Like, do you think he's gonna respect his girlfriend's no or rejection to something if he doesn't even respect a stranger's rejection to something? Like, if he's that out of touch and disconnected to the feeling of the woman here, if he's that out of touch that he doesn't care that she's low-key disgusted by him, that he doesn't care if she feels threatened by him, that she's scared of him actually, scared enough to actually literally go a different way to school. This is obsessive behavior. This is literally obsessive behavior. And it's towards a person. Like, this is stalking behavior. This is disruptive. Like, she is clearly distraught from this. Like, she will have negative influences from this. Like, next time she's going to school, she's gonna look like a left and right extra. Next time she's nice to somebody, like to a guy she doesn't know, she's gonna think twice about it. Next time she's nice to a classmate, to a male classmate, she's probably rather not gonna do that. You know? Like, this is the society we shape through our actions. And if we just opt out of it, if we just opt out of any like standards, any type of morale, any ideology, any type of principles, no wonder society's gonna opt out too. Like, we can't be going around and be like, oh, society is so bad, and then ourselves, where's the accountability? You know? Like, if we want to fix society's issue, if we really want a better society, we need to be accountable ourselves first. Because that's the thing we can change. Like, we can change our behavior, we can change our response, we can change our reaction to situations. We can, for example, change who we vote for. We can change who we vote for with our money. So, like, we can change who we spend money on, like what we spend money on. That we, for example, don't buy a lot of things from Amazon if we don't really support these huge concerns, but that we actually buy things from local shops, for example. Or that we, for example, don't eat meat anymore and only eat vegetarian. That we, for example, say something if something like this happens. And it doesn't need to be huge, it doesn't need to be perfect, but it needs to be there. Like, some type of response needs to be there, otherwise you're the asshole who literally helped entitle this guy to this sort of reaction. I'm sorry, but this sounds harsh, I know. But I, as a woman, I can't understand or excuse not saying something, because I was harassed in public before. I also had situations of sexual, not violence, but where I was, for example, kissed against my will. I had situations where, let's just say, there are many situations, and I'm not like the victim. I'm not the I don't know, these things not just happen to me or something. I'm not over average even, like, I have lived actually a pretty safe life. These things happen to every woman. And I actually am also aware of the fact that society probably won't say something. That if something were to happen in public, just like it happened, nobody says something. That if you get in public kissed against your will, nobody will say something. And if you can't stand up for yourself, nobody will. And even if you tell somebody, for example, like your dad, they're just gonna be like, oh, well, this guy's just weird, like, they're not gonna do anything. Because they rather keep out of other men's business, because you are now, as a woman, that other man's business, that other man's property. Which is so fucking sad and infuriating. And I just, like, this is not gonna get better if every person is opting out of justice just because they don't want the inconvenience, just because they're scared. Like, guess fucking what? I was scared too. I was scared to the point that I changed my behavior from that point on. I was scared to the point that I now, if I sleep somewhere alone, I'm putting chairs in front of doors. Because I'm actually not scared of windows. I'm not scared of strangers. I'm scared from people inside of my house. This is not something which is a slight inconvenience. This is not annoying. And like, oh man, like this dude, Jesus, you know? This is distressing. These sort of things are traumatizing. These sort of things alter our thinking and behavior. And on one hand, like, I love women. Of course, every woman should be safe, but then not actually helping to achieve that. But just watching somebody be unsafe, feel scared, and just be like, oh, but not my business. I just, no, I'm so busy, like, I can't be bothered with this. You're just a bystander. You enable that person. You literally enable that person. That person relies on you to say nothing. And I don't think most people realize. Because if everybody were to say something, guess what? This dude would not do that. That dude would maybe not even be on school anymore. He relies heavily on other people being a very, very polite bystander and saying nothing. This is help which is necessary for him to keep doing what he's doing and fulfill his goal. So in the moment we say nothing, we help them. And this is not something I'm not at fault, I have been at fault for in my entire life. I also said nothing sometimes. I was also scared sometimes. I was also at the point that I just felt like, damn, like, I just don't have, like, I can't be bothered right now. I don't have the capacity. But I also always expected myself to solve the entire thing. Even though I would have only needed to do that part of one person of our society and not fix the entire society. And honestly, I'm really sorry that I didn't say something in some cases. Because that must have been really horrifying. That must have felt really isolating. That must have felt really fucking shitty for the other person. And that's on me. That's entirely on me. And I wish I wouldn't have done that. But at least now, I can stand behind myself. I know I'm a good person because now I changed. Now I do say something. You know? Now I do intervene. Now I do something to fulfill my part in this world. In shaping a just society. And you know this, there's some people who like never, like always jokingly talk about like, oh no, I'm not a good person, like how bad persons are always happy, whatever. If you don't think of yourself as a good person, you probably aren't. Like, I'm really fucking sorry to say that, but like, you don't fulfill your own standards, apparently. That's what this is telling you. Because you have different standards for a good person and you don't match with the picture of a good person which your brain has. And I think in some cases, yeah, you can adjust expectations. And maybe you need to. Like, I was too perfectionistic. Like, I needed to fix my expectations a little bit. But honestly, like a lot of the times, we are not good people. Like, at the beginning of therapy, I wasn't a good friend. I didn't think of myself as a good friend. I wasn't really standing behind me. And I was always switching between the picture of grandiosity and I'm the best friend ever, no one deserves me, and the picture of absolute just depression, basically, and thinking I'm the shittiest person ever. And what was that a key for? Well, that I didn't believe that I was a good friend. And turns out I wasn't. Like, now looking back on it, I wasn't. I wasn't emotionally available for my friends. I wasn't catching up on them. I wanted them to be emotionally available, but I couldn't offer the same. I was not understanding or not as understanding of different opinions. I was very touchy on some subjects. And I also just were friends with people I didn't like. Because I didn't believe I would have the option to find better people, you know? And I genuinely feel like this whole thing of like, just like telling yourself like, oh, I'm a good person, like, you know, like getting self-love through just like telling yourself like, oh, I love myself, I'm a great person, whatever. I don't believe in it. I just don't believe in it. Like, okay, it might work for some people. I guess, like, I don't know everybody, right? But as far as I'm concerned, for the people I have seen, for the situations and just experiences I have made, the books I have read, I don't think this works. Because if your picture of a good person is somebody else than yourself, then all you do with trying to tell yourself you're good is trying to gaslight yourself. Which is not gonna be true. You will always at your core know that you're gaslighting and lying to yourself right now. And this is like, it's way better to actually look into that picture and actually find out like, okay, what would I like, how would I need to behave to be a good person in my view? And to talk about this with a therapist as well who can balance that stuff out a bit. But like, we can't just opt out of justice like this. Like, you can say, like, I'm scared to say something. Okay. But get over your fear. Like, the goal is then to get over your fear. You know, like, if you say you're scared, it's usually like the goal is to get over it. But just saying, like, oh, I'm busy. Oh, I'm too busy to stop someone from stalking a girl and causing her maybe traumatizing memories. I can't be bothered with all these women being harassed. Like, I wish I just didn't need to say it. Like, guess what? We live in this world, though. And it's not going to become a better place because you try to ignore the facts. Like, I do understand that you can't, like, I don't know, especially with social media, we can't just, like, focus on, like, listening to everything the entire time and only listening to bad news. But social media is different because there you actually, like, can't do much. Like, if you can, then great, then definitely do it. But, like, most people can't, like, hack somebody or, like, find out where somebody works or something because of their social media. So, like, for most people, it's just, like, getting bad news and not being to do something. And usually this makes us low-key depressive, which makes sense, just biologically. But seeing something like living through something, having an experience IRL, and then just not intervening, like, intervening feels good, actually. You get so much great feedback because of it. And it doesn't even need to be sexism. It can also just be, like, seeing somebody with, like, really heavy bags. And even though you're already, like, past them, and now it's, like, sort of embarrassing to come back to it, just doing it. Because even though that person might say, like, oh, no, I'm fine. Like, I can carry this on my own. They probably will thank you for that offer. They will probably, like, light up in their face and be really happy that you considered them. Because people just want to be seen. People just want to feel connected. And in that moment, you showed compassion. You showed connection. If you just look away and pretend like you don't see anything, you disconnect from that person. You disconnect yourself. And even though It's maybe that other person's issue that you don't feel as connected to society then, like, well, surprise. It's not like you disconnected from them in the first place. But like this connection feels like both ways, you know? And also with this girl, like just telling him, like, hey, leave this girl alone. Or maybe, you know, maybe just talking to her friends, like, hey, can we do something? Or like talking with that girl and being like, hey, you know, like, can we help you somehow or something? Like, should we talk to them? Or can we like maybe like talk to your parents about this? Or like I would, like, if your parents don't believe you, you know, like I would come to your parents and like also testify basically that this is happening. Or like just bringing up the idea of like, hey, I notice how distressing this is to you. Like, I think we should get help on this. Like, I think you should talk to like a teacher or something, or talk to the parents or whatever, you know? Like, you don't even need to fix it on your own. You just need to do something. And like doing anything at all will feel better than having done nothing. Because chances are, like, there is a chance that this dude is SAing her. There is a chance that this dude will creep up on her. And we can talk about how low that chance is all day, but it's not changing the fact that there is a chance, in fact. And you're just setting yourself up to having known the perpetrator and the victim and having done nothing. And guess how that will feel? You know, like, are you going to be able to tell yourself, oh, I'm a good human after this? I don't know. I couldn't. Like, I would feel like absolute garbage. And so, like, honestly, saying something in these situations, it's, funnily enough, it's not even only about her. It's not only about helping her and telling, like, giving him feedback to, like, that is not okay. It's literally also for yourself. It's that you yourself believe that you're a good human. It's that you yourself don't need to avoid and push down feelings of this situation seems not okay. This seems not harmful. Like, this seems harmful. Because you can do something. And maybe she's saying like, oh no, like this is fine. Like, he's really just annoying. And even if she's saying that, you know, like in the back of her head, she will know that somebody noticed. There's somebody she can probably go to if ever anything were to happen. And that's really important too. And you will basically get your negative feelings like instantly resolved and be like, ah, okay, so it's fine then, I guess. And if you don't believe it, you can always say like, are you like really sure? Like, to me, like, he seems like stalker behavior, you know? And then she can give you more context. Or can maybe tell you like, yeah, I know, but actually I talked to his parents and like they gotta fix it or something, you know? Like, you can like do it for yourself at least. I don't know. But yeah. Just stalk the stalker. I mean, you know? I don't think that's the right way, but would actually be interesting to see if then somebody says something. But yeah. About 10 minutes. That's now. So this has not been like a really easy or pleasant topic to stop with, especially since Pyro can't really give an answer because he's he left. Well, I do hope that he's gonna come back to this video and gonna watch it, and watch my response to this. I just, I honestly, I just want to thank Fluffy, Zach, and Namnos that you did sort of stand with me on this point and sort of like understand me with this. Because genuinely, like, it's hard to talk about this as a woman. It's hard to get emotional or frustrated about this because a lot of the times you just don't get listened to anymore. People just don't care. Or see you as a threat now. Like, oh, now you're pinning it on them. Like, what do you want? And it's really, I don't know, it's like another thing you're sort of isolated with as a woman. You can't even be angry about it or frustrated about it because people won't even listen to you because half the time they're just like, well, but not all men. Huh? Or like, you can't generalize like that. Well, we do have studies which give an average, and saying something is an average generalization, but fact. But yeah, it's, I don't know, I think it's like really hard sometimes to be alone with this, uh, especially with the frustration about this. Um, because, well, usually every woman has a story to this. Every woman has like a personal interest in the topic, like. And honestly, I think society, like, if we would actually, if like every man now who is a good man would also not be a bystander but say something, I think we could basically nearly instantly defend sexism. And I feel like as a society, we always talk about it as this like huge problem, like nobody can fix, and like it's never going to be fixed. Our society has always been this way, you know? But I think if every good man would just say something, sexism would be absolutely no issue anymore, you know? Like it would be one of those things where, like, yeah, there's some singular weird people, but not every woman would have a story. So, yeah. But I have to go now. Zach and me are going out. Um, and yes, definitely like please Pyro, watch the VOD on this. I think it's a very important topic.